Hey, welcome everybody. Another episode of Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark. Here's your Coach Z here in Bastrop with Russell down there on the river in Bastrop. Donnie will be with us here in just a second. He's got stuff he's dealing with. Missing J Love. I think he's working, or maybe we're not talking enough politics for his liking. I'm not sure what's going on, but J Love will be with us later on. Maybe not. I'm not sure. If he will or if he won't. But anyway, we usually start off by what we're drinking. I know I am still on the wagon. I am on.
Good for you, buddy.
I got 2 more days left. I got 2 more. Saturday. I'll. Here's what I'm going to do, Russ. I've already got it planned because I've never done it. I've never done it. Did you unmute yourself?
I'm good. Yep.
Okay, good. Here's what I'm going to do, Russ. On Saturday, we've got the Final Four in Houston at Energy Stadium.
Yeah.
Which I came really close to going. I called my.
You told me.
I called my. Well, I looked at tickets and they're kind of pricey for the nosebleed, so I called my ex-wife. Get this, and my now wife. If you hear this, I'm going to tell you this tonight when you get home from your concert. So I called my ex-wife and I'm like, hey, who's that guy? Who's that guy you've been fucking? Or I mean, I'm sorry, who's that guy you've been with? Doesn't he work for Exxon? And doesn't he have a suite at Energy? She goes, you're the same old asshole you always been. I said, I'm kidding. I said, I saw you on Facebook. You look so beautiful. Do y'all have any extra tickets to the Final Four? Click.
Oh shit.
That's funny.
I said, come on.
It's funny. I have a similar thing that happened to me this week. So y'all know Trump went to Waco, which is my hometown. My daughter still lives there, which is about 30 minutes from my house in Belton. And her current husband is a Democrat, but he has some ties to like somebody in the Trump camp. So they got I showed you the seats. They were 3 rows away from Trump. And my daughter calls me on FaceTime, and I'm at the house, and calls me and goes, hey, Dad, you want to go to the Trump rally with me and my mom? I would love to, but I can't go to a Trump rally with your mom. and Brandy, my girlfriend's like, yeah, you didn't want to die, did you? Nope, I didn't. Thank you.
So bring my long, boring story for my ex-wife in the Energy seats. I'm going to be here to watch the game. And, Friday is the end of my 30-day challenge. So Saturday, I am going to celebrate with, I've never had this, Donnie, I was trying to explain this to Russ. I've never had this. I'm going to drink me a, what is it? A room temperature Guinness?
Guinness. Yeah, you said a Guinness.
Yes. I've never had one. Yeah. That's how they drink them over there. It's a room temperature, and then you got to let it settle. And I'm going to do it the right way. I've already been in contact with my local bartender, and so she's going to set one out. And I don't know if I'll finish it. I don't know if I'll like it. I don't know. But I've always wanted to do it. And I thought, why the heck not? Saturday night, right before the first game, I'm going to do that, the Guinness thing. But as of right now, tonight, I am drinking homemade sweet tea, dip in Copenhagen, and that's what I'm doing. Donnie, what are you sipping on over there? With 6 fingers of what?
I poured 6 fingers of Basil Hayden red wine cask finish. I've had it before. They've been out of it a few times, and I just want something different. I've been on a really expensive taste lately, and I needed to back it down. Hell, it's getting boring drinking Eagle Rare and fucking Weller every night. So I was shit.
I'll tell you what, with that red wine casket, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, I think I brought it down there, didn't I?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember if you did or not. We were not in a good place back then to remember a whole lot of what we were.
Blast.
No, I mean to remember.
that is
I would say that because Donnie, your haircut looks expensive. It looked like Pat Riley got butt fucked by Christopher Walken. It's fucking awesome. I think it's fucking great.
Oh,
cheers,
my
boys.
God.
My ex saw me today and she's like, "What'd you do to your hair?" I'm like, "What'd you do to your face?"
Wow.
And then I give it to Steve Austin.
I'm sorry, Donnie. I just couldn't help myself, buddy.
Oh, it's all good. My
Russell,
girlfriend likes it. That's all that matters.
Russell, are you getting hit with apple? Are you getting hit with apples down there? What are you drinking?
Yeah, I've got one Angry Orchard left from last week, dude. When we finished the podcast last week, I went straight to sleep. I was exhausted, so I had two of these left. I drank this one while we were in the pregame, and then this one. Now I've got some Miller Lite, and I've got some Dos Equis. I've got some other things here that I'll finish my evening off with, but we'll see how it goes. But I feel a lot better this week than I did last week for whatever reason.
I got you. Well, welcome aboard, guys. Another week has gone by. Some things have happened. Some things have not happened. Some things have been great. Some have been boring. But let's go ahead and start it off. Russell, I'm going to go ahead and Donnie, Russell wants to start it off with his what the fuck moment. So, Russell, take it away, sir.
Well, Coach has been on his sabbatical. He's trying to get healthy. And I respect the hell out of Coach for being able to do that. I don't think I have the willpower to not drink for that long. And if you hadn't seen him, he's lost weight. He looks good. He's got his color back. I mean, he's still Mexican, so we'll
brown as hell
for that. Yeah, we got to forgive him for that. He's still Mexican, but he's got like a different shade of brown. Anyways, but long story short, and I don't want to come by the house and be drinking beer and shit and be a bad influence. But I miss my friend. I miss hanging out with Coach. I miss the jokes we talk. I mean, we're about the two most inappropriate, politically incorrect people on the planet, and so we feed off of each other. And I miss that. And so today I was like, you know what, man, I hadn't hung out with my buddy in a while. I'm going to take him to lunch. So I asked him to lunch today. We went out to a local restaurant that's been here for years. And we're just sitting there having a nice conversation, just talking about the podcast, talking about life, talking about everything. And the waitress comes up and we order our sweet teas, and I order my meal. And I said, yeah, I want the ribeye, medium rare. She's like, oh, you should get it with the steamed broccoli and the potatoes. I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Do you still get a salad? And she's like, yeah, what kind of salad? And Rick goes, well, any type of salad you bring this motherfucker, make sure you toss it first. He loves having his salad tossed. And the poor waitress, I look up and I don't know what to say. And I look at Rick and he's just got his hand on his nose. He's just chuckling. I look up at her. Her face is red. I was like, and I'm like, yeah, ranch, and you could, yes, I do like a good salad toss, and thank you very much. And she's like, oh my God, she just walks off. She's so uncomfortable. Oh, I can't even take this motherfucker to lunch.
How do you not throw that joke in there? It was set up, the timing. It was how do you not? You cannot just not.
No, you nailed it. You nailed it. But God dang it,
the timing was beautiful. I'll tell you what. I don't know if this was better or not, but my ex, same place, it's called the Roadhouse here in Bastrop. Great burgers and everything. Me and my ex-wife and my ex-father-in-law walked in, and you can eat inside or outside. And we walked in, and the little waitress comes up. She goes, oh, how many? I said, my ex-wife said, oh, 3. Where would you like to sit? And they looked at me. I said, oh, well, let's go outside. There's no black people out there.
Oh shit! You can't take this motherfucker anywhere in public.
It was funny. It was just like it was because there was, and I was waiting for the little girl to say something, and she did, and I went, "Oh shit."
We've had Rhett on. You might have seen the other podcast. We had Rhett, the book that's sitting in front of Coach right now, talking about that book. The arena.
Yeah.
And Calvin. So Rhett is one of our coworkers who was there, and I still hear the story about, yeah, we invited Rick. It's all these fucking snooty ass white people to this country club,
The country
and
club.
to the country club. And he goes, yeah, I invited Rick. I was a little worried, and I shouldn't have. But then he walks into to the country club. First thing he does is walk in the clubhouse with his clubs in his bag. And goes, where are all the white women at?
So I got to preface this. The night before we got really, really drunk here in town. I'm running late, and it's a golf scramble. It's a real thing. And they invited me, so I walk in, and my shirt was untucked, my shoes weren't tied, my cap was on backwards,
like
and I just bust open the doors, and I look at them, and there's only, Donnie, it's not as bad as it sounds. It was my threesome. It was the 2 club pros. It was 2 waitresses. It was the bartender and the guy that was running the tournament. And I just said, "Hey, where's all the white women at?"
And secondly, to defend you, that's not like a super nice course. It's like a public. You can play $55 on a Wednesday and go play.
It's a really ritzy public course, but it's nice.
Sure.
Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Donnie, what about your you got any what the fuck moments to share with us?
I do. I debated telling it on the podcast, but I figured what the fuck, might as well. I messaged you guys Friday night and told you a little bit about it. A friend of mine from California, he's a Vietnam vet. He owns a business here, and he lives in California and here, and he brought back some California brownies, the kind with the leaves in them.
I've always
and he gave me half of one. And he said, man, this is good. You're going to have a good time. And I haven't partaken in any of that stuff in a long time, unless it was legal, like when I was in Denver or I'm in a legal state. That fucking brownie knocked my ass up around my ears. And I was up till 3 a.m. from 6. And time slowed down. I hallucinated.
Really?
That motherfucker was crazy. It was good. It wasn't a bad time. But man, I worked out quantum mechanics in my head. I figured out the theory of relativity. I can tell you, I can't anymore. I forgot it, but I had the meaning of life down. I almost texted a friend of mine. I'm like, I figured out the meaning of life. Like, I got it.
We won the game. The whole 9 yards.
And I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you didn't, because from what I know about you, you're like a subject matter expert on life. So I'm surprised you forgot it.
I was thinking about it. And I would start texting, and halfway through the text, I'm like, what am I doing? and then something else. And I'm like, oh shit, I got to text so-and-so this. And halfway through that text, I was gone again. Man, I was all over the damn place. I texted him at some point, and I was like, man,
those edibles and gummies are dangerous as fuck.
Oh, I said, this thing is real. I want some more. Even if I have to move to California, because I almost worked out the theory of life, and he just laughed.
Was there a certain name to it? To that stuff?
I don't know.
You don't know?
He had a name for it, and he told me, and
here's the thing. So there's a comedian out there that I've been following for the last 5 years, Nimesh Patel.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's so good.
Okay, this guy said it best. I went and saw him here in Austin. I took my wife and some friends, and God, what's the place called? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But he said it, and it made so much sense when he said it. He goes, people shouldn't do drugs until they're about 35, 40 years old, because that's the time when you appreciate the drug. You don't appreciate it when you're in your 20s, because you're just looking to get all fucked up and party and get all fucked up. But you appreciate. I have a feeling you appreciated that brownie a lot more at your age right now than you would have in your 20s.
Oh yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, and I got to come to Austin again soon. I want to go to the comedy mothership that Rogan opened.
Yes, we have got to make that happen, Donnie.
I have a couple of friends that are down there, and they're like, dude, it is fucking insane. So I'm planning a trip. I think me and my girlfriend are going to come down. Probably just me. We'll see. But I'd like to take her.
Either way, y'all both come down. Both of y'all stay at the house. I don't have any more kids.
Well, I know we got 2 trips coming up. I got to go to Florida again, and then we're going to Atlanta. But maybe bring her too. But I'll tell you what,
dude. Go ahead.
Listening to some of those people talk with Rogan about it, it was just freaking hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
it was. They were
Well,
talking about how great it was, and you got to see both rooms. And
Well, what we need to do is plan it to where there's either Rogan's here or some good comedian is here, but also
Rogan's
at the
there
same
almost every weekend.
but-
He's doing every weekend there.
but also at the same time, we need to go
Somebody
catch the Kill Tony podcast live.
They do it there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We need to
Yeah.
plan a weekend to where we catch it all. We'll go to the Kill Tony podcast, and then we'll go to the to a stand up and go check it out. Speaking of, oh my gosh, and Russell, we're gonna get right into what you were talking about, Federline or whatever the hell. What's his name? The guy,
John Fetterman.
Okay, Fetterman. But first, dude, I heard this, man, that the Illuminati did away with Dave Chappelle, and the Dave Chappelle that we see now is not the Dave Chappelle of old. It is somebody else that they made look like Dave Chappelle, and he's out there. That's a conspiracy theory that aligns with what you're fixing to tell us about.
Right, with Fetterman.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, first of all, Dave Chappelle is just in his 50s now, and it's hard to keep weight off when you get to a certain age. And if that's who the Illuminati let out, a guy that's jumping on conservative bandwagons, they picked the wrong guy to replace the original Dave Chappelle, first of all, because he's telling it like it is and he's fighting back. So I don't believe that at all. But what I will say is this whole John Fetterman thing, this guy, you know, he was in the debate with Dr. Oz back during the election, and they go, "What do you think about this subject?" He goes, "Good night, everybody." That was his answer. He's had a stroke. Literally, I'm not joking. That's literally y'all know what I'm talking about. But he goes into the hospital for some mental health issues. He probably had another stroke and died in the hospital. Nothing gets said or heard for weeks. All of a sudden, oh, hey, here's Fetterman. He's coming back. The dude, they found another bald-headed guy with a gray goatee. The ears are different. The jaw structure is different. The nose is different.
Yeah, so
That's not the same. Everything. It's not the same fucking guy. And here's the thing.
Not even close.
It's not even close. And if Fetterman was to die and then they had to have a runoff election, they could lose. The Democrats could lose control of the Senate because it's only controlled by one vote. I mean, it's that close. I think they replaced the guy with somebody else.
This weekend at Bernie's all over again, huh?
Same thing with Biden. You look at Biden, he doesn't look like the same guy from 10 years ago, but this is not years. People age and your composition can change as you age, but this fucking guy looks, have y'all seen the pictures?
Oh,
I know Donnie has.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. Like, could y'all not find anybody else? Like, it's so obvious. And nothing's being obviously the media is not covering it. Nobody's saying anything. Just like all these riots that are going on in France and that are going on in Israel. Millions and millions and millions of people rioting, not even being covered by the media. 10 million people in France. 10 million.
Okay, stop. Why are they rioting? Why are 10 million people rioting?
So to put it in layman's terms,
Please.
Basically the prime minister of France and their parliament basically got rid of what our equivalency of Social Security would be. And they passed the bill, and the people are going nuts. And basically Emmanuel Macron is the president of France. He gets up and he's doing a press conference, forgets that he's got an $80,000 Rolex on his wrist. So in the middle of his fucking address, you can see him put his hands under the table, take his watch off, and put his hands back up because he's telling the people, we just got to make sure that we buckle down. We're physically responsible. We're going to fix this. No, fuck you, dude. You're a fucking liberal, socialist fuck, and you've drained every bit of these people's Social Security. Now they got people rioting, 10 million people rioting in the streets. But the media hasn't. This is probably the first time you've heard about it, Coach.
Yeah, it is. No, like I said, I try to.
And
I try
it's
to keep
happening right now. It's
I try to
happening at
keep my
this
head out of
moment.
that and just listen to you. Donnie, give us some info on it.
No, I
Insight
mean
on it.
it basically Russell hit it pretty much on the head. They have been rioting though for years. I mean, since 21, there was unrest in the Corsican area because there were some attacks at a prison. Then there was some shooting and more protests because of Kurds, and then the reform happened. And they basically, not only did they do away with Social Security, they raised the retirement age from 62 to 64. So it wasn't just one thing; it's a list of things, and they've been doing it little by little, just taking away civil liberties that they have, and killing people they don't like. And
Sure.
It's terrible. I mean, you're talking about a nation of 67 million people, and 10 million in one city have turned up to this one city. That's I mean, that's fucking a big percentage. I mean,
it's like 10 New York cities.
% of the people.
Yeah,
that's a huge number.
Cow.
I mean, imagine this. Imagine if everyone in the Southeast, Texas, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, and maybe Louisiana all came to fucking DC and protested.
No way.
That's the fucking equivalent, because you got more people in New York and California, but literally your whole Southeast just went to fucking DC and said, we ain't taking this shit.
Well, think about this in context, to put it in American terms. So basically what's going on here is what they did about 10 years ago with the Iraqis, with Iran. Syria is right next to France. If you look at a globe, it's right there. They started letting all these people in. They opened their border wide open, right? And so they started giving these people all this money, more money. Here's money. Come in. Your money.
I don't know any other country that does that.
Hey, well, except for that's where I'm going with this. Is what the fuck do you think's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
Have you seen?
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Another topic. The DHS secretary has been on the Hill, and
Mayorkas, I saw that.
Fucking ass reamed the last 3 days. In fact, the U.S. has an app. Excuse me, an app you can download on your phone. There's 8 places, 2 in California, 1 in Arizona, and 5 in Texas, where you can go. You can set your appointment on the app, get a time, get a date, show up, no papers, and get in free.
Yep.
Walk free. Illegal immigrant. Hey, I don't have papers, but I got an app. I'm good. When you get in, they give an $800 a month stipend and a cell phone. How did you get in on the app without a fucking cell phone? And you get a new one. That's real. And he has gotten crazy. And Cruz lit him up over the wristbands, which are basically the cartel's way of telling you how much money you owe. And
it's like a modern day ankle bracelet.
He's just oblivious. I mean, he's just sitting there like,
think about this for a second.
That's disgusting.
Think about this for a second.
There is no border crisis.
Yeah.
Even Democrats were like, buddy,
there
might be a little bit of crisis.
So think about this for a second. Coach, I know you're in your 50s. Donnie, you're in your 50s. I'm about to turn 41 in a couple of weeks. If they were to come to you right now and go, hey, we're going to raise the age of Social Security from 65 to 71.
Jeez.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
How? But that's what's going to happen. It's already being talked about because they're spending all this money on Ukraine, on all these illegal, like what Donnie just said. Hey, here's $800 in a phone. There's millions of people crossing every day. What do you think that's going to? You don't think eventually?
It's going to be one of those things that I particularly. I've had my own business for damn near 30 years, and my goal has always been don't trust the government. Retire on your own savings, and Social Security probably ain't going to be there when I get there. I just had that feeling.
Right.
So I got 8 years left. As soon as the boys turn 18, I'm fucking done. But in the same sense, I don't expect Social Security to be there. I don't. I mean,
Yeah, well, it
Right.
can't be. We cannot sustain what's going on. I mean,
well,
the
we're
problem,
also an aging.
Margaret Thatcher. Yeah, we are. But Margaret Thatcher said it best. The problem with spending other people's money is eventually it fucking runs out,
Yeah.
and
Well,
that's what we're
also,
doing.
the U.S. is also an aging country. Now we're not to the level of Russia or China yet, where the median age is so high, and they're not reproducing to fill that gap. That's why I don't think we'll ever go to war, because they don't have the infrastructure underneath to feed the elderly in 5 years. They're going to need other countries to step up and do that. So I think at some point, reality sets in, and there's going to be too many old people and not enough young people, and Social Security just goes away for us too. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people that put all their chips in that basket. They didn't take out a whole life insurance, or they didn't plan on residual income coming in, or they didn't plan on having a business to sell, or putting a 401k and retirement plan in place. And that's unfortunate. So,
well, it's interesting you say that, Donnie. So, and you kind of put it in a way, because I'm going to segue into something else. You're talking about filling the gap, right? So that's why I'm going to go into the next topic here, filling the gap. So let me ask you a question. I'll ask this to both of you guys. If you're married, or if you're just say married, let's just say married, because you take vows, and you marry a woman a year into the marriage, she completely takes sex, filling the gap, out of the relationship. That's where I was segueing, Coach. Cha-ching.
The fucking
See what I did there? See what I did there with my words?
Who's got two thumbs?
Oh gosh.
Right. Is it okay?
Does it have to be a year?
It doesn't have to be a year. It could be at any point. And it doesn't have to be a woman or a man. Just somebody in the relationship just says, hey, no more intimacy. Sex is gone. Is it okay at that point for the person to be unfaithful?
That's an interesting question.
Donnie, take it
was
away.
definitely a thought for me. I never did it. But there was it thought about? Oh God, multiple times. And I kept thinking, things would get better. Then when I realized they weren't going to get better, I was done. Like, I'm fucking out. Like, all right, we're filing for divorce. Asses on the table now. So, but looking back, she had been cheating a year before, I ever knew about it. But the kicker is, you still got to have that communication. For me, anyway, my opinion is, hey, if you don't want to have sex anymore, okay, well then let's talk about some way to fulfill my desires and my wants and my needs. And that's why I don't give a lot of hell to people in open relationships or swingers, for that matter. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's your life. Do I think that equates to a Christian marriage? No, not really. But in the same sense, I don't know what physical limitations the person has, or mental limitations the couple has. It doesn't have to be a woman. It could be a woman or a guy. Maybe a guy has ED and he just can't get it up anymore, and he doesn't want to take Viagra, or just doesn't have a desire.
Viagra's awesome.
TRT or whatever. But at the same point, communication goes a long way. If you can communicate, maybe you talk the person into it, not meaning to, they're not forcing them. You're just saying, hey, I respect you wanting no sex, and I get that. But for me, it's a form of intimacy and expresses love and connection. There's nothing I like better than, the connection after, where you're just sitting there and just like talking or whatever. Maybe you go to sleep and it's just a comfort. But everybody's different. But for me, it was thought about, but I knew I would never act on it, because I've been cheated on before, and It's literally the worst feeling.
Well, here's my whole problem with that whole scenario, everything you're talking about, Donnie. And I do agree, with you on all that shit you said. But I'm not going if I'm going to be with a person, she's going to be sexually active from the very fucking beginning. So don't give me this fucking excuse about, oh, well, now I'm not. I don't feel this. I don't give a fuck. No, sorry. This is who I married. This is who I was with. Yes, communication is key. That's right. If you don't want to have sex with me, then I am doing something wrong now. I am not attractive to you. You're not attracted to me anymore. What am I doing wrong? All this. But for you to just one day go, I'm just don't have a libido. Well, you can eat a dick. Sorry. No, don't give me this shit. Don't give me that fucking bullshit. It's not, I don't believe in all that shit. I think it's a goddamn excuse. And for whatever fucking reason.
It may be a tool as well.
Now, my thing is this. No, I don't think it's okay for you to cheat. And I'm saying this not as a hypocrite. I'm saying this being wide open and telling you exactly what happened to me. I took the coward's way out. Okay? Instead of, like you said, Donnie, fuck it. You're not doing it. You don't want to do it. We're not doing this. Fuck it. I'm out and I'm gone. Right? I was doing a lot of things that I wasn't fulfilling her in. And women are different. Women and men are different. And I don't mean to get into, all serious and shit, but I wasn't fulfilling a lot of her stuff. And so I went and I cheated. Wrong way to do it. I regret that because I took the coward's way out. I should have confronted it, ended it. And so and I learned from it. So that's what I do now. And that's how I look at it now. I don't think it's okay for you to cheat if your girl ain't giving you no more snatch. Well, you just need to tell her, hey, give me the snatch or I'm out. Fuck it. There ain't nothing. There's no reason for you to stay with the chick if she ain't going to fulfill your fucking shit. You know what I mean? So well, I don't, with the man and the man, and let me, I do want to add this because you brought it up, Donnie. He may have ED and he doesn't want to take Viagra and he doesn't want to. Motherfucker, it's your job to keep her happy. I don't give a fuck if you don't want to do it. Goddamn, you think I want to fucking do the dishes or the fucking laundry? Hell no.
You want the bills paid, don't you?
But you gotta
fucking. That's what I was gonna bring up. Maybe the guy isn't fulfilling her needs.
Yeah.
On a basis, and it's causing that. Or maybe she wants something and is using it as a tool.
Not a tool. It's a weapon.
A weapon. Yeah, I mean exactly, that's what happened to me. Mine was clearly a weapon. And I mean, and that's the worst weapon ever because you're taking a want from someone's mind, the male or the female has a want, and they're using your wants against you to get what they want. So, like you said, I mean, it's a pure weapon and it's a narcissist weapon. I mean, it is
absolutely.
I will say this, Donnie. I will say this, and agree or not, I'd like to hear that. But I would say in most marriages, women change and women are fragile, and we know this, and we can't figure them out, and we know this. And
we never will.
They're different. They're a different breed than us. We're very simple creatures. We really are. There's very few of us that are wired like women and need all these, and they're called homosexuals. But we are very simple people. We need food, we need sex, we need attention, we need touch. It's pretty simple what we need. Now, if a marriage goes bad, I really do believe 90% of it is because the man didn't give this woman what she needed. She changed during her time. And I say this with all due respect, but also out of experience. Women change during time, and you've got to be able to gauge those changes and work with those changes and figure it out. Donnie, you said yourself, communication. It's huge. And it is, and I really believe this. The man is the king of the castle. and the woman is a queen, and it's your job to protect the queen and do whatever it takes. And you need to lead the communication, and you need to take care, and you need to protect, and you need to do this. And if it doesn't work, it's your fault, man. I mean, it's your fucking fault. And if she ain't putting out, it's your fucking fault, dog.
Well, you've got to look at it both ways. It may not be your fault, but you are partly responsible for it as well. You know, take the responsibility for yourself, but also try to understand, you know, I don't know that women change. I think they have different deep connections, and some of them just take longer to get out. And I may be completely wrong there because I'm not a woman. I don't.
Well, the only two women I've really had a real relationship with, they both have changed, and it's the menopausal. You get older, and you're, you know, and then with the kids and all that, and so that's where I'm coming with this change in, you know, in the women. But also, you got to be careful because when these women, you know, when you do fulfill what they need, you do the dishes, or, you know, you show them love, and you do this, and you did do that. You know, hey, I need my shit taken care of too. Pretty simple. You want me to keep the house clean? I will. You want me to take the kids to school? I will. But guess what? This image ain't gonna suck itself.
Give me that gut 3000.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, you know, I'm gonna give you women, I'm gonna give you your props, but also if the man does what you want him to do, you know, it's time to get that hair in a ponytail and go to work too, because that's the bitch needs something. And I'll tell you what, if you ain't getting it at home, you're gonna get it somewhere else. That's been proven fact.
Yeah.
Proven fact.
But I mean, also proven fact is men are more loyal. I mean, God, we talked about it before. How many men root for a losing sports team? How many go to a fucking bad barber because they've been
loyal
going for years?
To a fault. We're loyal to a fault.
Loyal to
it takes something really bad for me to not call you my friend. But once I don't call you my friend anymore,
done.
You're completely dead to me.
Well, and we are.
You could save my life, and I'm still going to punch you in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Russ.
Men are loyal creatures. The point you just made is spot on.
Because we're dogs.
Because we're dogs. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I've been beaten, fucked up, punched in the face. Exactly.
First, I thought you said he's been beating his meat.
My penis feels.
I know, right?
But I'm kind of with Coach. And you, Donnie. Cheating is not okay. If you make a vow and an oath, you don't cheat. You may have the thought cross your mind. If it gets to that point, man, just leave. Just
your word is your bond.
Just leave.
Because you know, you meet a woman and or anybody. You could be gay, you could be bisexual, whatever. You meet a person, and initially, what draws you to a person, right, is an attraction. It's a sexual attraction. Let's be honest. The first thing when you meet somebody, it's a sexual attraction, right?
Because what do they do? What do they do, Russell? What do they do? What do women do to make them sexually attractive at that bar? When you first meet that woman, what does she look like? Explain it.
Dressed up. They got their makeup done. They got their fucking tits propped up. They're wearing tight jeans. Their thong might be showing a little bit. You know, they're flipping their hair. Yeah, it's a game to them. For men, it's not a game. But yeah, they get dressed up. Like, hey, I'm putting makeup on to go to work. I'm getting dressed up to the 9 to go to work. I'm getting dressed up to go to the gym. Well, how come when I come home to you, you're wearing a fucking pair of gray sweatpants with holes in them, and you got a fucking booger rag sticking out of your fucking nose?
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting dressed up so I can. I'm getting dressed up to feel good about myself. I want to feel good about No, motherfucker, you want to turn heads? Quit fucking lying to me. Yep. Oh, you're wearing yoga pants to the fucking gym. Why don't you wear those ugly gray sweatpants to the gym? Why? Because you want to turn fucking heads. Give me a fucking break, dude. Don't fucking piss on my back and tell me it's raining, goddammit. No. Yeah. You want to look hot. You want to turn heads. Don't give me this bullshit. You're right. Fucking women are built the goddamn same. Only so some of y'all have a little more horror in you than most. That's the only difference. But you motherfuckers are built the same. The only reason makeup is there and yoga pants is there so you can turn fucking heads, whether you're married or not, so y'all can eat a dick. Go ahead, Donnie.
For men, though, it's if you want to be a real man, and you don't have to be alpha to be this, your word is your bond. Your word is your bond. If I give you my word, that's it. You know, if my word is no good anymore, then I'm not a man. I'm a bitch. And
that's 100% accurate.
Men are loyal, and they'll give you their word, and they're going to stand behind that motherfucker until, you know, it's no longer good. And usually that's from a woman or from somebody breaking that vow. But men also have respect for other men. When that respect goes away, that other man's not a man, he's a bitch. You know,
that's right.
Say, I respect almost every man until they give me a reason not to. Once they give me a reason not to, then all right, I got a subcontractor right now. I've respected him for years.
Yeah,
because he's
you're 100% right.
So,
but the problem is we all make mistakes, Donnie. All of us make mistakes. We're not perfect.
I do. I agree. And that's why I gave him 3 fucking chances.
Yeah.
And after that third fucking strike today, he's done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We all make mistakes. We're not perfect, you know, but you just never know what's going on behind closed doors. That's why I don't judge anybody. It's hard for me to judge anybody because you never know what happens once that fucking door's closed. Everybody think everything. Oh, look at that couple. Oh, they're the perfect couple. I want to be like them. Close the door and fucking figure out what's going on in the bedroom or in the kitchen, or once that door's closed, you want to be the furthest thing away from them motherfuckers because you just never know. So you never know what's going on, and you got to fucking, you know, you got to forgive, forget, and all that stuff. Nobody's perfect, but man, I'll tell you what. That there's only been one undefeated team in this world, and you know their mascot's a pussy. Women are undefeated when it comes to anything. They always win. They will always win every fucking time. A woman wants to get laid, all she's got to do is step outside the door. A man wants to get laid, we've got to go through we got to go through hoops and shit.
Hey, how many times in your life as a man have you apologized to a woman and you really didn't mean it, but you just apologized because it's the only way out?
Because you didn't want to hear the goddamn voice 1,000, 1,000,000. If I had a nickel for every time I apologize, it's okay, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
Even if you're not right.
I'd be a millionaire.
Women don't care about being right or wrong. They only care about winning the argument.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Could be wrong. But
oh no. And then you're doing this, you're doing that, you need to change. And then when you change, they're like, well, I didn't expect this. Well, motherfucker, be careful what you wish for, goddamn.
Yeah, we could go on this subject for fucking days.
Yeah, this is a deep subject.
But no, I don't cheat. Just leave.
Don't cheat. Just leave. You're right. You're 100% right.
Exactly. Just leave.
Have respect for your partner and have respect for yourself.
Yeah,
don't cheat. Man. Just leave.
Just leave. Pretty simple. I mean, women are a dime a dozen, boys. Just like men. We're just human, and you only live once. And
we're all animals. We're all animals.
You're gonna live forever.
That is exactly right.
Unless you're Donnie with his predator haircut.
Dude, this is my No, this is my Tulsa haircut.
Tulsa?
Yeah, with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, okay. All right.
King of Tulsa.
It's
King of Tulsa.
It's Tango and fucked up cash. I got you.
That's all right. That's all right.
Hey, Donnie, what's going on
with
this?
Buddy.
What's going on with this TikTok CEO? I'll tell you what. Before we get to that, Donnie. Before we get to that, Russell, give me some. A
little FMK.
FMK, baby.
That's just kind of a scary. You need to find another sound, bro.
There it is.
All right. There we go. That's more jovial in springtime. Speaking of springtime. So, all right, here we go. We're going to go Hillary Banks. I don't know what her real name is.
What's her name?
Hillary Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
Hillary, we know Hillary. Come on.
Yeah, Kate Parsons or whatever her name is.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Tony Braxton, prime Tony Braxton.
Oh shit, I'm done. All right, who's the third one?
Halle Berry. We're going dark.
Motherfucker.
Tonight.
Motherfucker. I thought I was done.
No, we're done.
Damn
Dark
it.
skinned tonight.
Dark skinned.
We're going yellow bone, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
I know. And Donnie.
I'm good at the FMK, boys.
Donnie,
I'm the champ. I'm the fucking champ.
Donnie's
Like
so
the discount
Caucasian.
double check
He's from the island of Caucasus.
from the out of the Caucasus.
Man, I
He's
got
got a
sunburned last
700.
week.
He had a
I'm almost
720
Italian.
credit score when
Fuck
he
off.
popped out of the womb.
I got Italian in me.
I bet you did.
What was his name?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll jump in there. Listen,
I bet that's what he said.
Oh my God! Sorry, Donnie. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute him. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
Donnie.
I'm killing the Fresh Prince bitch. I ain't even looking at it because I've had 2 fan crushes on 2 women that I've had forever, and those are both Halle Berry and Toni Braxton. When Toni Braxton came out and sang early in her career, man, I was head over fucking
my
heels.
Lord,
I thought,
have
man,
mercy.
Whitney Houston ain't got shit on this girl. And granted, she took a nosedive because there was shit in her nose, but whatever.
We don't judge.
No
Man,
hate,
it is
participate.
It's a tough call on who to marry on that one. I always thought me and Toni Braxton would be the shit, but
I mean, you do kind of look like Pat Riley, and he's around a lot of black
see,
people.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, God, this is tough. I'm going to say marry Toni and fuck Hallie. And
Okay.
the only reason I'm going to not marry Hallie, some of that Billy Bob Thornton shit is kind of crazy. And I think she had a little something with Billy Bob. And Billy
No,
Bob
she had something that was about 6.5
Okay,
inches.
that's good. I'm glad. That's a great segue for me, Donnie. Thank you for that. Yeah, Karen Parsons was probably the most annoying on-screen, not real actresses next to Meghan Markle that I could. I don't like this chick. She's dead to me. I am going to fuck Miss Braxton because she's just so hot. I'm going to marry Halle Berry. I'm going opposite of you, Donnie, for the fact that you just said Halle Berry seems like she's got a little trailer trash in her, and I dig the little skanky leg trailer trash. When she was tied up with the chain, that's a really, really good look for me. I enjoy the trailer trash part of it, hence my obsession with Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears. But yeah, I'm going to marry Halle Berry. Ask Billy Bob if I could borrow his chain and keep her tied up. Fuck Toni and Miss Parsons. I'm going to have to get rid of her.
Well,
go ahead, Russ.
For the sake of being different, obviously, Monsters Ball with Halle Berry and that whole thing. Holy hell!
Yep. And the boob shot.
I know, and it's hot as fuck. I'm gonna kill her in protest. Karen Parsons, Hillary Banks from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, I've been depositing that thing in the spank bank for 30 years. So gotta bang her. Toni Braxton back in the 90s was probably one of the most beautiful women on the planet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if she had never discovered Botox, cocaine, and plastic surgery, probably still would be.
Or just Botox and plastic surgery.
Whatever. I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna marry her.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be just to be different. That's a hard one for me. I thought about this today for a long time, and I even went on Pornhub to try to figure it out, and I couldn't. I was conflicted, and then 30 seconds later, I was done. I couldn't think about it no more.
Yeah, dude, if you go back and watch, I don't think I've ever seen anybody make a thong look as good as Halle Berry in Swordfish.
Oh,
Swordfish
Lord.
is one
And
of my top movies.
when she was, after the boob scene and they went into the bedroom and she's chained, she's got the wire. That thong fit her to perfection. Like,
Yes, it did.
I've
And
never.
I went into that movie. I watched that movie at the theaters, thinking this is pre-Monsters Ball.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. And when she flipped the fucking
because she hadn't shown her boobs up
down,
to
I'm like,
that point.
holy shit!
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that,
dude. Were those not the perfect nipples?
They were.
But
I mean, there's
that
no
movie
They
overall.
little perfect Hershey kisses.
Here's the
I almost
thing
cried.
about
I
that
teared
movie
up when I
overall.
saw them.
Movie overall makes you really, really think, like, do we have that in our government right now? And I'll guarantee
100%. But
100%.
let me ask you guys another question on that. You saw Swordfish, and the scene where Hugh Jackman is on his computer, like doing the little dance.
Yeah.
And then you got the scene from Top Gun where they're playing volleyball. Which scene was gayer?
Oh, the volleyball scene.
Oh yeah.
I think
the volleyball scene.
I think the
and they almost cut that out of the movie, dude. They almost cut that out of the movie.
They should have. They should have.
The thing with him on the computer is real. There was a time, this was 2009. I was creating a website with a shopping cart for a company that I had that was game sales, and I literally got into a zone. And I had dual monitors at the time, which was a fucking huge deal.
Right.
And I literally was doing what he was doing. I was literally standing at the fucking, because I was so close to making it work. And I was so excited. And I'm coding it. I'm literally coding it in HTML I was running Flash on it. I had JavaScript. I was running CSS on the backside for different things. And if you don't know these things, these are things that are coding tools that make your website really pop. And I was literally so excited for literally an hour. I was half standing working on it. If you've never, imagine you are playing a game of checkers, chess against a master.
Yeah.
And there's $50,000 on the line and you can see your win, but it's 30 minutes away. You've got to really dig into it to make it work. That's where I was at. And I can understand as a programmer, that feeling, because, I'm not cracking a fucking 128, or 256, whatever you had, 1048. But that feeling, I guess I'm a nerd. I get it. But man, it's as good as getting a pump in the gym. I mean, because you're just like,
I'll tell you what, you want to talk about pump in the gym.
All come together.
You want to talk about pump in the gym. So who looked better in a thong? Sorry, Donnie, I'm going to get off that subject. The Halle Berry in that scene in Swordfish, or Selma Hayek with a fucking python around her neck?
Selma
Hayek. Got you motherfuckers, both of y'all.
Halle Berry.
Selma Hayek.
Really?
Yes.
She fit a thong better than that. See, because at first I thought there ain't never been a hotter non-nude scene in my life than Selma Hayek in From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm sorry. Maybe Jamie Presley and Poison Ivy, but I don't know. I don't know, dude. From Margot Robbie in Wolf of Wall Street, she can fit a thong. And Mama's so tired.
I just wish they'd sell that
underwear.
shit on eBay so you could use that as dental floss.
Dude, I
floss every day.
Dude, I saw Instagram. This chick was getting interviewed. She said that she makes $100,000 a month, $100,000 a month selling her used thongs.
Yeah.
So she'll put her thong on and she'll go walk around the block, come back and pack it and send it and do another one. And she's packing thongs all day long.
Margot Robbie, not necessarily in a thong, but dressed as fucking Harley Quinn in those fucking short ass red shorts.
Oh, Harley Quinn.
Does that girl sell the thong in the fish
Daddy's
market?
little girl.
Oh, well, I think it's in the chicken aisle. It smells like fish, but it tastes like chicken.
It tastes like chicken. Do you feel like chicken tonight?
Yeah,
Yep,
tastes
I
like
sure
smells
do.
like fish, but tastes like chicken. Donnie,
Yes, sir.
TikTok and algorithms, are they really going to get rid of TikTok? Is this really going to
They're
fucking
trying
happen?
to. It's not going to happen. They're just wanting more money.
Yeah.
The big thing on TikTok is the ad revenue from Google, Facebook, Instagram
Yep.
has all moved over to TikTok. So much money's moved
Right.
over there that the lobbyists for those other social
They
media
want that
platforms
money. They want
went
that money.
to the Democrats and the Republicans, and they're all after them. We're after TikTok. Go get TikTok. It's selling your data. Fucker, they're all selling your data. The U.S. government is taking your data right now on your phone. If you don't think so, you're a fucking idiot. That said, I heard some of the stupidest fucking questions I have ever heard in my life. And you guys are from Texas. You got to go get this motherfucker because he went, so, Mr. CEO, does TikTok access the Wi-Fi network when you're at home? The CEO
What?
goes, what? I mean, if you turn your phone on and get on the Wi-Fi, it accesses it. I may be confused. I don't understand the question. He goes, it's real simple. Does it access the Wi-Fi network? Are you fucking kidding me? If you've got your Wi-Fi on, of course it accesses the Wi-Fi network. Now, what he was leading to is, can it access other items on the network? Well, of course it fucking can. I can stream my phone to my fucking TV.
Right.
That's what a Wi-Fi network fucking does.
Right.
Now, he's trying to use it as a way to trip him up and say, hey, you can access anything with TikTok. Well, guess what? You can access anything with Google and Facebook and Instagram. And guess what? They're all selling it to the fucking U.S. government. That said, the dumbest comment I've heard all fucking hearing. Texas guy. So when I access that TikTok app, all I get is drag queens and transgenders and LGBTQ. So why don't you explain how that algorithm works?
Because you're gay.
Oh boy.
Because you're into that shit, you fucking
You
freak.
don't know? When
You're
the more
fucking
you click on
retard.
it and the more you watch it, what you're gonna get.
Ah.
You've been clicking and watching them motherfuckers for a long time, bitch.
Oh my God. No way.
It was
Oh.
like, who's gonna tell this motherfucker? I expected somebody to be like, you're gay.
That
You're
motherfucker's
gay.
that motherfucker's browser is chickswithsticks.com.
I'm like, have you
Two
ever
dudes,
been
one
to
What an
cup.
idiot. What a loser. What an idiot. Oh my God.
I'm like, maybe your web browser is telling you something.
Wow.
Tell me what you watch on Pornhub.
Wow. And he's from Texas.
Yeah, he's from Texas. Hey, you voted him in, buddy.
Hey, man. Whatever.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Why does it keep going to
hilarious.
that? I don't know,
There's
motherfucker.
been so many TikToks out there going, who's going to tell this man? Somebody better tell him
Who's gonna
how the
who's gonna
algorithm
tell him?
works.
Is somebody gonna tell
And the
him?
CEO's
No, I'm
looking
not
at him
telling him.
like, he don't want to know the answer.
all right. So speaking of these algorithms,
Oh my God.
oh my God, this is great. This is great. Donnie, Russell, I am serious
Who's
about
gonna
this.
tell him?
I'm serious about this, dude. Listen to this. I'm dead serious. I think this government's after me, bro. I think they're really after me right now. Okay. Because it's been a good minute since we have talked about the, extraterrestrials, UFOs, things like that. It's been a good minute. Lately I've been looking at studying the pyramids, the lost city of Atlantis, things like that. I've been doing more of that kind of stuff because now I am convinced that there are extraterrestrials. I think the extraterrestrials right now are even here alive now, and they live in Antarctica, under the ice, in the ice. I think it's a big thing. I think it's huge. I really believe it. But about 4 days ago, I watched TikTok a lot. I turned on TikTok, and it was every other TikTok was about extraterrestrials, UFOs, people saying they saw things in Area 51, Area 49, the South 40, Antarctica, here, there, and everywhere else. And then I'm walking around, and I've got two of those Alexa balls. What do you call them? Where you tell them to play music and shit. Dude, I've got one here in the living room, and every now and then I walk by and the light goes on the bottom of it. Or like I'll go to my bedroom to go get a shirt, and then the light goes on. And I'm like, dude, I really think these people are like listening to me. Because I talk about shit here, and but I also talk a little bit about that in our Pancakes and Waffles podcast with Tristan, because I'm trying to get him, to follow my conspiracy a little bit too. But dude, I think these people are fucking listening to me, bro.
They
really
are,
do,
100%.
But why me? Like, I mean, it's cool. I'd love to be a conspiracy theory. But maybe because I'm watching a lot of these YouTube videos, like the, what is it?
Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, I want to get into kayaking, and you go to academy.com and you look up kayaks, and the next thing you go into your Facebook page and there's fucking ads for kayaks.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I don't think the government's out to get you. I just think there's the shadow banning. It's, I used to be a GM of a car dealership, and the guy that showed me how all that worked, I was blown away by like what you do on your phone and what you do on your computer, how much data that they gather from you. And yeah, your Alexa and what you're saying, 100%. Yeah, they're watching your ass.
Yeah, dude. Because so last night, the last 2 nights, I've been following the Kennedy assassination, right, and the Marilyn Monroe assassination. So the last 2 nights, I've been going on YouTube, and then I figured out how to go online via my TV. So I've been reading stuff and going back and forth, and I had no idea. I think his name was Flanagan or something like that. He was part of the CIA. Back in that day, he was the one investigating the moles and keeping everything out of the CIA. Well, they wiretapped Marilyn Monroe's telephone. They wiretapped the telephone, and she told Bobby, said, "Hey, all the stuff you told me about the extraterrestrials and UFOs and shit, the people need to know." And like a week later, she's fucking dead, bro. Like, fucking wow. And now, like, the fucking government's watching me close, dude. Donnie, what do you think about that? You're muted, Donnie. You're muted.
I said, I sent it to you. I sent you a rabbit hole. I've been in this rabbit hole for years.
No,
bro.
I get that. Yes.
Here's the kicker.
That's fine. But I've been doing this, and now my Alexas are fucking watching me.
Yeah, they're not watching. They've been watching you. The CIA has been involved in shit since probably the 30s. I mean, things like Operation Paperclip at the Second World War. I mean, overthrowing governments and destabilization, changing the U.S. dollar from a petro to from a gold standard to a petro standard. They're doing it to secure long-term power, and keep things hidden. I sent you one on the Book of Enoch. Yep. That'll really send you down a deep hole, because the Catholic Church pulled the Book of Enoch in like the 400s or something, 4th century. And it talks about Nephilims and angels fallen and giving forbidden information, and 20, 30,000, 50,000 years ago. So there's a lot out there.
Dude, like the new one, Donnie, that I was telling Russell while you went to go take a leak. I was telling Russell that I think I'm 3 hours into this documentary thing that I found, where they believe, or now the conspiracy theory is Antarctica is where these aliens, these extraterrestrials and stuff are, because they've been there forever, number one, and it's all covered up by ice now, but they're still traveling back and forth there. And there's a guy that's been down there and he's seen what he called hieroglyphics and stuff like that. So they're believing it. So I'm like knee deep into this shit. Well, I've got an Alexa right next to my TV, and I think they're listening into what I'm doing, dude. And they're afraid I'm going to go.
Oh, they are.
There's a couple of good interviews on people that, and I sent you guys the Ryan Show stuff. Look at that. That's good stuff. But there's some stuff about Area 51 and Nephilim's working with them and aliens working with them. A Nephilim is basically a giant. And it's an angel that mated with a human, and created a giant, basically. Real or not real, it's just a theory, but that's where the theory comes from. Antarctica probably has ancient structures. I think that something hit the earth 11,000, 24,000 years ago, and covered up so much civilization through just dirt and mud, because it put so much stuff in the atmosphere that it came down, and it just 50 feet of just mud. And I say mud, it's the dirt that got exposed by this meteor or whatever. But we're finding like Stonehenge. We thought it was just, you thought it was just pillars, but now there's stuff underneath. Or the Easter Island heads. They're not heads, they're full fucking bodies. And when you go to the body, on the back, there's hieroglyphics. There's ancient writing that is pre-Sumerian. Yeah. So you're talking
or like the Mayan ruins or like pyramids.
Mayan ruins.
There's so much underneath below.
Exactly.
We're just seeing the tip. That's what she said, by the way.
Pyramids have an ancient structure underneath it.
I always win that game.
I mean, if you haven't seen Ancient Apocalypse by Graham Hancock, it's on Netflix. It's a great series. He talks about one of the pyramids in South America. They know the top was built about 2000 BC.
Right.
There's a structure underneath it that was built about 5000 BC. And there's a structure underneath that was built over 12,000 BC. And they can tell that because these structures, which are pyramidic structures, they can core sample down through there, and they can see like different sediments before they built it on top of it. Just amazing stuff. That documentary is great. He's about to do season 2.
What's it called, Danny?
Ancient Apocalypse.
I think I've seen it, dude, and I've just passed over it.
He's on Rogan, or he's been on Rogan a few times. He has the Elder Dryas theory, which is 11,800 to 12,200 years ago. We passed through the meteor storm, and it got us. It took our technological innovations and set them back. Then we had 6,000 years of, hammer and spear type fighting because we had no technology anymore.
Ancient Apocalypse.
There's a lot of theories on that. I mean, the Bible has a lot of theories on it.
I'll tell you what, dude. We started this shit. I don't know how long ago, Russ. When
45 episodes.
45 episodes, but it hadn't been that long ago. When I told you guys were full of shit about the extraterrestrials, you're full of shit about this and that. I mean, I almost believe that we didn't land on the moon, and I almost believe that the Earth is flat now.
I think it might be flat.
To think that there's extraterrestrials, I'm down with that. I'm down with the extraterrestrial thing. I really am.
I think I might be fucked up too.
Yeah. I think the Earth's round, but
I'm just saying. You got. This is the beautiful thing about this, and I had two girls come in today and buy a car from me, and it's funny. I think you saw them, Russell. One of them was wearing it had a drawing of Elon Musk, and it said Elon Musk can eat shit, right? I don't know why I didn't ask her.
Probably could if he wanted to.
But I asked her, and they're like, "Oh, we," and I forgot to write down. "Oh, we watched this podcast, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Well, we have a podcast you might like if you like that. It's called Whiskey and Wisdom." So we got two We got 2 new followers and stuff. So if y'all are listening now, hey, thanks. Thank you for coming in and buying the car. I know you're going to love it. First of all, second of all, thank you for listening in. And if you like it, let us know. If you don't like it, let us know.
Sorry, I'm so drunk.
Comment on YouTube and let us know what you think. But I appreciate you guys joining in, ladies. Really do. But anyway, dude, I have changed. Like my mind has gone. This is really cool. It really is, just being able to go and research and look at other things, look at other possibilities, keeping an open mind. You know, I can still call bullshit on a lot of stuff that y'all say. It's okay. You can call bullshit on a lot of stuff I say. You know, the biblical stuff, you know, we disagree on a lot of that stuff, but being able to open my eyes and my mind to other things and going and researching myself. This is what I love about the last pastor that I ever attended his church. He used to say, don't take my word for it. This is the word that God gives me. And I studied it, and I'm explaining it to y'all the way he wants me to explain it, but don't take my word for it. You take this and go study it, look for it, research yourself. And if you don't agree with something, bring it to me and let's talk about it. Let's look at it. Let's do this. And I think that's what I like about all this. You know, I'm done watching, you know, stupid ass, you know, the Friends and Big Bang Theory and all that stupid shit. Now, I mean, you could really go to YouTube and research stuff and get lost in some really cool stuff. And let's say it's not true. Let's say this is all bullshit. Dude, the minds that brought all of this to light, and to think that there could be 1,000 foot beneath that Mayan ruin, 1,000 foot beneath the pyramid, the way that they used to use the electricity and the water around a moat and the sound and the vibration to create electricity from one to another. Dude, that is just amazing. And if you're going to be so shallow not to even go research that for yourself, you're missing in on a lot of cool shit, man. I'm just saying that. That's a public service announcement brought to you by Coach Z and Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I went on a little rant there, but I just think it's cool, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for opening my eyes and my mind to different stuff, man. That's cool.
You're welcome, motherfucker.
Fuck off.
Yeah. There's a lot out there. I mean, you gotta look at it this way. If we were sitting here right now in the 80s, and let's say we were all sitting around a table because there's no internet,
I'd be really young.
We wouldn't be talking about all this. I mean, at our age now, if we were at our age now, we wouldn't be talking about this because we didn't have the ability to research the data.
Yeah.
And just the knowledge. I mean, you can go get lost in World's Fairs from the early 1900s. I mean, you talk about some crazy stuff. Yeah. How did we build a 300,000 person building in less than a year? And now we can't even build a fucking, you know, half that size. Yeah. What did we lose in the last 100 years?
No,
it doesn't make sense.
Hey, so, Donnie, our boy down here has hit the fucking wall, dog.
What's that?
He has hit the wall. Our boy is toast. For all of you listeners out there, our boy Russell, the muscle himself, is toasted. So I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Russell needs a bang to pick me up.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. Here's what we're
Red Bull.
Bang what?
Russell.
A Red Bull. A bang.
Huh?
A white stallion.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna close out. We're about an hour and 50 in it already anyway. We're gonna close out something funny, funny, sad spirit. I mean, something uplifting, funny, spiritual, whatever. Let's leave our listeners with something that they could chew on until next week. Russell, do you have anything right now since you've hit the wall?
Yeah,
right,
I do.
Come on, Russ, give us something good.
I listened to your pancakes and waffles. What the fuck, bro? It's the same goddamn thing. They're the same thing.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes
no, they're not.
Or waffles.
No, they're not. But go ahead.
eat a bag of dicks. It's the same thing. So you were talking about little people, and I just got to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
If I was a little person, and you kind of do look like a midget. I mean, you're built like a midget. But
because Russell's so tall.
I'm fucking giant, and I have a giant cock. So
Jesus Christ!
Just kidding. Sorry, guys. Anyway,
he is just kidding.
So I'm just kidding. I don't have a giant cock. It's very small. You're talking about little people and walking out. If y'all haven't heard Pancakes and Waffles, listen to that shit. It's pretty funny. It is pretty funny. But Coach was talking about walking outside of HEB. Listen, don't call these motherfuckers midgets. Don't call them dwarfs. Call them what they want to be called. They have little tiny feelings too. The fuck?
Donnie, you're next, buddy.
Bullshit. Call them what they want to be called, little tiny feeling motherfuckers.
I'm gonna talk about pals.
Okay.
I mean, we were talking about, you know, men and trust and stuff like that. Pals don't let other pals down. Like, if you're bros, you don't let them down. Like, you show up, you're there when they need you, you make plans, you change plans, whatever they need.
Right.
And that's something that means a lot to me. There's a few people that I can call, and they don't have to be guys. There's my daughter's one of them. I mean, my oldest daughter, God, she's a blessing. I mean, if I need to talk to somebody, I know I can talk to her, and she's not going to judge me, and she'll help me any way she can. She's been a great blessing. I'd like to take full credit. I think she's just a good kid. I mean, she's a great person, and I can't take credit for that. But pals show up when it's time, and people that aren't your buds and your bros, you know, they don't show up. They do their own thing, and you just got to be careful on who you surround yourself with. You know, always mind your surroundings, as Ra's al Ghul says. But man, real respect for the people that show up in circles with friends. It's great. It's a great feeling, and yeah, I wish we all had more.
I hear
hey,
you.
I will say this, brick wall aside. I watched the video of, and Donna, this is close to home for you, of those police officers, those brave heroes that went into that school. And y'all probably all saw the video. These guys, when everybody's running the other direction, going after this piece of shit that would kill a child.
They were
an
running
unarmed
full
child
speed at him.
Full speed. Respect, honor, and I'm so glad that they did what they did. But man, so much respect. I got emotional watching it because I was just thinking about, man, because I have two small children. I have a 13-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I bought my son. He literally has a backpack every day. It's a bulletproof backpack, and things like that really get to me. It bothers me that we can't protect our fucking kids in this country. But put a police officer, put a veteran in that school, man. I mean, could you imagine?
Take that 78.6 million we sent to.
Just drop your kid off at school and something like that happens, man. I just props to those police officers for doing their civic duty and doing what they're supposed to do. But man, it just watching that thing, just kudos to those guys.
Yeah, thank you everybody for what you're doing. I appreciate everything. You guys putting your life on the line for these kids, and I think that's amazing. Let's okay. Go ahead.
A couple of notes on that. Take that 78.6 we gave to Ukraine and give it to fucking veterans that want to, and they'll fucking serve in those schools like nobody's business, and they'll take them out before they ever get through.
Where I was going with that is, you had Parkland, you had the Uvalde, these people just standing down. Man, you couldn't hold me back. Go in there and kudos.
That's where I was
headed
guys.
With it. Those are heroes.
That's where I was headed with it. You're not going to hear the police call out on that, but I have some friends in the MNPD, which is the Metro Nashville Police Department. There were definitely calls to stand down, wait for SWAT, and there were 4 guys. 2 went one way, 2 went the other, and They were like, fuck that shit. They didn't say it. They said, we're going in. But it didn't say, we'll be at the door. You know, there was definitely a call to stand down. And I'm not going to say, because it's hearsay. I don't know it. I didn't hear it. But that said, those brave officers, and like I said, there were 4 of them. There were more than 2. Two were getting acknowledged because they actually made the shots. But there were definitely more than that. And they weren't taking, if there was an order to stand down, they didn't adhere to it. You know, they were.
God bless those heroes, man. Our
yeah,
children
they did they knew what they were doing.
Our children
and
are
they
our
knew what they were
legacy
getting
and our
into.
future,
And they said,
man,
yeah,
fuck it.
Yeah, they basically said, fuck it.
I think anybody on this podcast would do the same thing, but
sure,
man, it just,
but it takes a different. It takes a different person.
It hit me different. I'm sorry, I got emotional, but I watched that and I've watched it a couple times, and it really resonated with me because I just think about you drop your kid off at school. Hey, have a great day. Love you. Pick you up at 3. Can you imagine what those poor folks are dealing with? You know, I just kudos to those guys. God bless those people, and stop fucking with the cops. There's some bad ones, but man, that there are some true heroes out there. There really are. And those guys are heroes, and kudos to those guys.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Make sure you go to YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate everything, guys. Thank you for being on. This is another episode of Whiskey and Wisdom After Dark, guys. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Hope everybody has a great week. Adios.